All right. What is going on? It is Monday, and it looks like it is possible we may be getting halted out of the gate this morning. The SPY has came down and hit these lows twice this morning, and it looks like it's going to try to crack again. So if it does crack, which I'm thinking it's going to, then we'll probably get halted. So, what's up, Josh? Good morning. We got 2 minutes. Yeah, about 2 minutes till market open, and I think we're going to get this nice. I think we're going to get a pretty nice pullback on the SPY at the open. It's hovering right above this support, and this is pretty important support. So, and it's already cracked it twice. So one more crack, and this thing is kaput. Well, you can see the SPY drop pretty hard. Is there problems with the stream? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It's gonna halt right out the gate. I mean, you can see back here, it hit. Let's see, get back here. It held up here, but so far, cracking this little 240 support. HTBX actually has a decent press release today. I'm still down on this swing, but they got invited to join the alliance for biosecurity with some of the politicians and other companies. So they've gotten a little pop off of that, which is good because I was close to selling this. So I was close to cutting losses on it until this press release came out. So I'm still holding now to see if it's going to get any attention. But I think all eyes is going to be on the SPY right out the gate. AYTU is also getting some attention, almost over this downtrend. I'm expecting big things out of AYTU. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, I could be entirely wrong about this stock, but I really am expecting big things out of it. If it gets FDA approval this week, I think it's going to go pretty crazy. So, but yeah, I still have all my swings. This week I'm going to be looking to either cut losses or lock profits, depending on which way they go. So we will see. I'm actually not down on AYTU anymore. Now I think my entry on AYTU is 146, so I'm above it. But everything else besides AYTU and TVIX, I'm still down on. But I'm trying to give them a chance. But like I said, I might be. Let's see. We're opening up here, so let's see what happens with the SPY. See if it starts coming down. Did we already get halted? Yeah, we got halted before the SPY could even do anything. It didn't even start dropping yet. Oh God. Man, they must have. What's up, Daniel? They must have felt it. They must have knew it was coming. I mean, I guess because the gap down is probably why. Because it did gap down lower. Because I think the halt only happened during market hours. So when the market opens, it was already gapped down. So that's why it immediately halted. I thought it was gonna have to crash more for them to halt it, but I was wrong. Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. I figured I don't know. I was thinking they was gonna give it a second before they did the halt, but they didn't even do that. They halted it immediately. So we're in a 15-minute halt already, right out the gate. Stupid Monday. It's most likely not a money Monday. I doubt too many things will be ripping. But yeah, AYTU coming back up that 150 area. HTBX with this good press release. They got invited to join the alliance, the Biosecurity Alliance. And they did get a little quick pop up this morning. Like I said, I was close to cutting losses on this because it was all the way down here at this 50, looking like it was going to possibly crack the 50. But with that press release, it's bounced back up. So, yeah, I still got my one share of TVIX. I'm holding this one share of TVIX as long as the market is looking like it's going to drop. Until we hit a bottom that seems like a good bottom, I'm going to hold it. Because there's a lot of issues going on right now. And I just don't think we're at the bottom yet. Like I said, you gotta go back to the 20-year chart. I don't think let's see, I gotta add a 20-year chart. Daily 20. I'll make it a week chart so we can see it. There we go. So yeah, you gotta go back on this chart. I mean, we're still way up here, even with this little drop and halt. You know, there's some support right here. If this if that support cracks, then we've got this line. So I mean, if we crack here, we're going down to at least 200. 200 might be some support as well on the SPY. I mean, all you have to do is just look at this at the chart, and you can see the support lines. And then if we drop that, you know, you got some support here around 110. So we'll just say an even 100 because there's some support there. So, and then 67. So, like I said, as long as if the market keeps looking like it's crashing, I'm going to keep holding that one share of TVIX into the ground. At this point, I really am mad at myself for not sticking to my original plan of just loading up on TVIX. That was my original thought, and I just wasn't sure. Just wasn't sure because the media was being so back and forth with everything. But it is what it is. I mean, you know, I'm up almost $300 on one share of something, which is insane as it is. So if this market keeps on crashing, you know, it's only going to be more money. Does the first halt's the first halt's 15 minutes, right? What's up, One Life? Good morning. See, BNTX. So BNTX has a lot of different things going on. Looks like testing and they're saying they're going to start clinical trials. Okay, they're going to start clinical trials for potential vaccine. OPGN has a good press release. Like I said, I don't know how much is going to happen if you know, we come out of this halt and crash some more. Okay, so they're offering test kits in Europe. Okay. Michigan's doing that too. Wisconsin was talking about doing it. I haven't heard anything yet today about Wisconsin closing down the bars and stuff, but you know it's serious if Wisconsin is closing down bars. At this point, it's going to be hard to even like say, look for an entry on OPGN or anything until the halt comes out, and then we see some type of move. Yeah, Illinois and Ohio, they did it first yesterday. They closed restaurants and bars first, and I guess Michigan is starting today as well. That's what I said. If Wisconsin does it, that'll be wild. I'll be honest. I think we're going to go on a lockdown for about 2 weeks. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a news thing last night from Chicago O'Hare Airport, and then Fort Worth, I think, in Dallas Airport. So many people are flying back into the country right now, trying to get back before, they might ban all travel. And they're testing everybody coming in, but they don't have tests. They're checking their temperature. And if they don't have a temperature, they're letting them go. So it's very possible. Like I said, if you saw this airport thing that's going on, I mean, it was thousands of people smashed together, heads together, like arms and shoulders touching, all together, coming in from other countries where the coronavirus already is too. So the ones who weren't sick are probably infected now. So you're talking about we're going to have an influx of thousands of people coming in with the coronavirus. So, I mean, it's a recipe for disaster at those airports right now. They're doing, from what I saw, they were doing a pretty bad job of handling it. So, I think we're going to see cases skyrocket. One thing I will say, though, is a couple of scientists are saying that they think way more people already have the coronavirus or have had it. And if that's the case, then the actual death rate is not anywhere near what it is. They think millions of people already have it, and so if millions already have it, and we've only got a small amount of deaths, then it's just going to be like any other virus or cold or whatever. So I think once that comes out, it'll look a little bit better. But yeah, I don't think 240 is going to hold either. It's tested it already. It's tested it twice this morning in pre-market. So investors are scared out of their minds right now. So they're just waiting. There's a lot of investors waiting for that bottom, and like I said, until I think 200 is a pretty good spot, and then let's see, I think it was on a day chart we could see that spot where Daniel B was talking about. Whoops, no. What am I doing here? What is going on? What did I do? Where'd my 20-year go? Oh, no, where'd it go? Daily. 20 years. Okay. Maybe it was on the 5 year. No, I can't remember. Can't remember what chart. I thought it was on the 20. Where was it you were saying, Daniel B, that you think it's going to drop to? Why is it not saving my time frame? Mm, here's the thing I think people are not realizing. While, yeah, we could have a great crash, like, yeah, I am. I'm as soon as I start locking in profits or cutting losses, after that, my main focus is solely going to be on uh, looking for possible coronavirus stocks, but mainly I'll be looking at inverse ETFs probably. Like I'll probably start day trading the TVIX or maybe VIX, because TVIX, if we drop below 240, TVIX is going to be even higher. So I don't want to. I don't know how much I can day trade it, but I can. We can always trade some of the other ones. Hmm. See, I have some better. See, I'm still on the 20 year. Let's get back on the 20 year. 1 year. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I mean, like SPXS is cheap enough where it could be day traded. Any of these. Yeah, cruise and travel stocks, man, they're already super dirt cheap, and if the market keeps crashing, they're going to be like penny stocks. They are definitely going to be like penny stocks. See what here? Okay. I don't know. We may not go any lower because they've triggered that limit down on the futures. They closed casinos in Las Vegas. I don't know if you saw that, but they're closing all casinos in Las Vegas. But this limit down on the futures, it makes it to where that it can't go any lower. I don't know how long that limit down lasts for, but so we should be coming out of this halt pretty soon, and we'll see what happens with the spy. But yeah, Las Vegas closing up. Here we go. We're unhalted, so let's see what happens. See if it starts bouncing or cracking. And you can see there's a lot of support, a lot of buyers at that 240 area. So if that 240 area cracks, yeah, I would say if this 240 area cracks, you're going to see probably a big drop. We might get that 20% halt and the market might get closed. Yeah, it's getting taken out. This is going to be. Let's see how fast this drops. Just a little bit left at 240. And 240 is cracked, so let's see what happens. Yeah, and you can see it's starting to drop pretty swiftly here. TVIX dropped quite a bit as well. Yeah, no, that's what I was saying earlier. There's not a lot of support under that 240 area, so that 240 area is a pretty important area. So that ruined that halt slowed some momentum on AYTU and HTBX.
Mm-hmm.
See OPGN doing anything? No, it slowed it down too. Yeah, so these halts, man, they really hurt the momentum. See the spies trying to still hold up that area. Pop back up. Drop down real quick to 237, but I may have to get out of my AIM swing. I don't really want to because I think they have a good possibility for a vaccine, but if it's not going to hold up 250. 250 was my support line on this. I may have to get out of this. It's a lot of dumping. A lot of dumping on this. What's the SPY doing? SPY's still coming up though. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna give us a chance to hold up 250. I think the SPY looks like it's fighting. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to cut my loss on this. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut my loss on AIM. So that's about a $100 loss on AIM on that swing. That's okay. AIK is still dropping. If you don't know, SPEX changed their name to AIK. So I'm still holding AIK as a swing as well. See, AYTU starting to pop over $1.50. There's nothing the government can do to help the market. There's absolutely nothing at this point. I mean, look how much money they've put into it, and the market's still crashing, you know? So, like, that, I mean, I literally have no idea what else they could possibly do because nothing is working and nothing is going to work. It's been too much chaos and panic that's been incited. The damage is already done as far as the market goes. Because here's the reason why. We were on this 11-year bull run, and this trend line. There's a trend line on that 11-year bull run that you can draw. And that trend line cracked somewhere up here. I think right here is where the trend line was at. So when that trend line cracked, that ends that bull run, and we have other issues besides the coronavirus with our economy. So this is like a avalanche effect or a snowball effect where you have one snowball just pushing everything, getting everything rolling, and now that everything has been rolling, you know, there's not much they can do. But I don't know. I wouldn't go as far as to say as we're going into a Great Depression. A recession, yes, but Great Depression, I think that's a little too much to say at this moment. But a lot of places that are going to be shut down for 2 weeks and things like that, they're gonna lose quite a bit of sales. Now, right now, a lot of the consumer goods sector, the grocery stores, you know, they're killing their sales. So they'll probably come out with good earnings, but a lot of other companies, you know, like especially the travel industry, but some of the others, they're going to come out with bad earnings because it's almost due for the first quarter earnings. So when a bunch of these companies come out with bad earnings, the market's going to crash more. So that's why I say it's like a domino snowball effect type of deal where the coronavirus started this nonsense, and of course the chaos and panic is going to keep pushing it down. But there's a lot of other underlying factors that is going to control it. But the SPY is still holding up that 240. It's trying its little heart. It's trying so hard. It's trying to show us what it's got. But yeah, my plan, like I said, this week my plan is to start getting out of these swings. Try to lock in profits where I can on these swings. Yeah, I had a good job. Good thing I got out of AIM when I did. It's down to 225. Oof, TLSA is down pretty low. That's another one of my swings. I may have to get out of it. May have to eat that loss. But yeah, I'm gonna start either locking in profits or cutting losses where stocks are not looking good. Like I said, HTBX has this press release, so I'm going to give them a little bit longer. They held up the 50 days, so it's kind of my bottom support there. And AYTU is still, I think, it's got a lot. So that's my plan, is to lock in and cut losses this week. And then I want to start trading the inverse ETFs. I'm going to start day trading some of those. But that's going to be a middle of the day thing, because doing that during that right at market open is a bad idea. So, and then once we kind of get closer to a bottom, I'm thinking that 200 range, then we'll start looking for dip buys, start looking for good discount prices on good companies. So that's my plan. I'm sticking to my plan because I was about ready to cut losses on everything Friday, and it took a whole lot of convincing myself of what to do, and one life telling me not to be an idiot. So I am I'm sticking to my plan. And if AYTU doesn't go crazy, then I might end up. I may add to my AYTU position if we see it come back down some. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not even gonna do that math. I mean, it's popping up right now. It's bouncing. I don't think it'll bounce as hard as it did here back up to 271, but it might slowly climb back up to this 263 area, maybe, and then drop again. Now, if these limit things keep working, then these support lines could drop. Hold on just a second, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. Sorry about that. Got some things going on, but not anything serious, so no worries. So yeah, like I was saying, let's see, AYTU still right there at that 150 area. There's a lot of funky stuff going on with AYTU. We'll get into that in a little bit. I just want to keep watching some things here because I did get out of AIM, so I do have 150. I could put in something. Just not sure what I want to do yet. But no, I mean it's not really coronavirus. Like my mother is or not my mother. My mother-in-law is a nurse, so she's pretty busy right now. But her car broke down last week. They have their own cars that they get from the company she works for, and that car broke down. So she's borrowing one of my cars at the moment, and my wife has to go to work. She's a supervisor at one of the big liquor stores up here, Total Wine and More. So I had to get her to work real quick because I'm gonna need the car to go, the other car to do stuff today. So it is what it is. Gotta do what you gotta do right now. So you might see me. You might see me if I'm on the live streams or anything. If you see me running or anything, then let's see what you guys are talking about here. Grocery store stocks, they're going to have, I can tell you this, because like I said, my wife works at Total Wine and More. Grocery store stocks, liquor stocks, they're going to probably have very good first quarter results. At her store, they're having issues keeping the shelves filled because people are buying so much alcohol. And then they're lending some of their distributing trucks, some of the big tractor trailer trucks, they're lending some of those out to medical companies to get supplies around. So they're having trouble keeping their shelf stocked. But they, I've been thinking about this. I think that I may have had it. I think when I was out for that week, that it might have been the coronavirus. The hospital said that I didn't have it, but at that time there wasn't any test. They did blood work and everything, and they said I didn't have the flu or anything like that. But they just thought it was a virus. So, and I've looked at the symptoms, and it may have been possible that I had it, but if I did, then good. I'll build up an immunity, and it won't affect me as much, hopefully. So, but yeah, what I was saying about where my wife works at, she said that Friday, I think it was Friday, they did 4 times their projected numbers in sales. So consumer goods stocks are going to have probably a pretty good first quarter. I did do some traveling to the West Coast. I was in Las Vegas and I was in Arizona. The thing I was thinking was Las Vegas might have got me. Maybe, Josh. Cause I've been thinking about it. I think it's been here. I think the virus has been here since probably January. Cause whenever it started in China, you got businessmen and everybody else who are flying back and forth. I think it's already been here. I think a lot of people's probably already had it and didn't realize it because there was like 2 or 3 weeks right before I was sick where a lot of people were saying they were getting sick and they were like, "Oh, it's going to be a bad flu season." I don't know that for sure, but that's just kind of what I've come up with putting the pieces together at the moment. So, it is what it is. Like I said earlier, and a lot of you weren't in here when I was saying this earlier. There's a few scientists right now saying that they think more people have it than is showing. So if millions of people have it right now that we don't know about, then actually the death rate is pretty low on it. So A lot of this is panic. There's a lot of conspiracy theories going around, but yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. It is possible, and I think people are starting to realize this that it may have already been here. Like we have no idea because we didn't have a test for it. So yeah, yeah. See, you guys are on the same page as me. I like it when everybody's on the same page. Now, if we can get the rest of the country on the same page and stop freaking out and panicking. But I still do think we're going to go into a lockdown for a couple of weeks. HTBX getting back up to these levels here. It's got some resistance at 60 cents, 65, and 70. So yeah, I think it's very possible. A lot of us may have already had it, and we just didn't know it. Cause when I was sick, I did not feel like I'd ever felt before with the flu or anything like that. Hence why I drunk so much, which was the which was the part of the issue. I kind of made it worse by getting drunk that one night. But it is what it is. You just gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. Well, I think HTBX coming part of this coalition is a pretty big deal, so I would expect to probably see this come up some more over the next couple of days. And the SPY's still slowly climbing. Yeah, yeah. That's literally actually what I told my wife too. I said the same thing. I was like, I'm so tired of coughing. I'm so annoyed, and that's why I didn't do the streams that week because I was coughing so much that I couldn't talk to do the streams. You guys would have thought I was dying of something crazy. So this everything will work itself out in time. Like I said before, things will get worse before they get better, but I don't think this is the end of the world. I know a lot of people have been going nuts wearing you guys who are in the Facebook group, you've seen some of the pictures I've posted of people in full chainmail armor and plastic all over, and like it's pretty wild right now. Oh, I didn't see that. I'll have to catch that stream. I love the Joe Rogan podcast, man. That is one of the best podcasts out there. I'll have to go look for that one. It is like a weed cough. It's like a constant weed cough. Like you just kept smoking weed and never let your lungs chill out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is a good description. I like that. There, you know, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going around, and I like a good conspiracy theory. I find them entertaining, and one of the ones that's going around that actually has a little bit of merit to it, I guess, if you want to say that, um, is it's not that the virus is fake or the Joe Biden side of Democrats did it, but it's the fact that they made such a media panic. Because right now, nice aliens. Yeah, aliens. I I think I think it was either Joe Rogan or Andrew Schultz was saying that this is an alien virus. They were just kidding, but I think it might have been Joe Rogan. But the way the media scared everybody into a panic and stuff, like Trump is not looking too good right now to voters. It is an election year. We have to keep that in mind with everything going on. So by causing this mass panic and causing the market to crash with the panic and all that, Trump looks really bad. So one of the conspiracy theories is that the establishment that controls that sect of Democrats, the non-Bernie Sanders sect of Democrats, is using this to make Trump look really, really bad before the election. So it could be. But who knows? Who really knows? And see, here's my thoughts. If the SPY comes back down, we are starting to get a reverse U shape on the SPY. If it comes back down to this 240 area, actually, you know what? It may be a decent idea to get in now. I may, if I can, let me see. Am I going to be able to? Yeah. So, I may be able, I may think about entering one of these other inverse ETFs for like maybe a possible quick day trade, maybe for like $50 or something. See, how fast does this move in a day? 8 to 11. See, out of that drop, 10 to 850. VXX, which one's VXX? Because I can't get TVIX because I don't have enough to get TVIX. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and set up for this. So we're going to put the SPY up here. Put the SPY on the 5 minute. And then we got this on the 5 minute. So you can see, yeah, VIX is not bad. I wonder if VI is or VXX is VXX. Is this triple leveraged? Because the triple leveraged ones move a lot faster. TVIX is triple leveraged. Breaking news, Bernie. What now? What is going on here? Let me put VX on here. I have a couple other lists. SPY. Let's see what's going on with. What's the breaking news with Bernie? Oh, I guess Daniel B was lying to us there. So yeah, Let me think here. I'm thinking if I want to get in now or not. Let me look up something real quick. Because on my other account, I got a list. VIXY is another one. I had a list. These ones you guys are saying are not on my list. Yeah, VIXY shares. Let's see. Oh, actually, let me put it in here. I'm about to get used to that. SPY. Pro shares, short term. Yeah, that one's a little cheaper. I mean, I can't get but so many shares. I only got 50 there. So that's the thing. There's quite a bit of inverse ETFs, but what I'm looking for is one that's triple leveraged, because if this only moves like $3, I can only get 3 shares, so that'd only be a $9 profit. That's not worth it for me to do it. got to be one I can at least get enough shares, and it'll if it moves down or up and one. And whoops, turn my live news off. There we go. So let's see. TECS. See, SH moves pretty decently. Well, it's only a $3 move as well. I mean, I only have 150 to work with right now until I get out of some of these other swings, so. See, this one is only $8. Let's see, it moved all the way up to 1149, 350, so 10, 80, 10 shares. What? What are you talking about? What are you talking about, Daniel B? What? That's a crazy conspiracy theory. I hope that's not real. That would be crazy. I don't even want to talk about what you just said. That whole image is disturbing. That's a very disturbing image. That's worse than actually getting the coronavirus, I think, is seeing Bernie Sanders and Joe Biden go at it on Nancy Pelosi. Why? Why, Daniel? Why? Good Lord. All right. Well, HTBX doing his thing. I'm just ignoring. I'm just going to ignore that. Let me do what I was doing. Let me look this up so I can get this ready. I can't remember. Let's see if I still have it. I have a list of some triple leverage ETFs on my other account, and I didn't write them down or anything. That's unfortunate. Let's see if I can find them again. ETFs triple. You can't be serious right now. This can't be real. Like you can't be serious, Daniel B. If I look this up and it's not real, like I feel like you're messing with me. There's like no way that can be real. There's no way. There's absolutely no way. I refuse to believe that. Let's see here. Let me look these up here. See if I can find them again. Let's see. Let's check this one out. I knew he had to be joking, but he's consistent, so it's hard to say. I keep doing that. I'm gonna have to get used to that. See, this is supposed to be triple leveraged. I don't like the way it looks though. This is not one of the ones I had on my list. I'm just looking. See, RWGV, but this follows GV. Yes, there's no volume on any of these ETFs. You gotta have volume on them. see, SPXU is triple leveraged. Let's see. Oops, no, okay. 30 to 39 in a day. 29 to 36. So this one does move $7 to $10. Still not enough, really, though. See, HTBX still climbing. And HTBX is coming up to the 65-cent mark. Yeah, that's what I'm getting ready for. I've got a few things in the works to get ready if the housing market crashes, because I love real estate. So if we do go into a pretty big recession, I remember the last recession, you could get houses for like $10,000, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, 3-bed, 2-bath. We're going for like $20,000, $30,000. A lot of foreclosures that you could buy that were in those price ranges. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on the housing market right now. If we do get down that low, then I'm definitely going to be looking to purchase some more property. And HTBX trying to break 65 cents here. And the SPY is still climbing. The SPY actually might bounce a little more today. Actually, the SPY will probably come up to 250 and then drop back down. That's probably what my guess is. So yeah, HTBX breaking right through that 65-cent area. I said our next area of resistance is 70 cents. And then 75 is right where the downtrend line is. So if HTBX keeps climbing all day and it gets back over $1, gets up to $1, I may look to start locking in a little profit on this. I mean, my cost basis is at 82 cents on this swing, so it's got a ways to go to get there. I'm just saying that if it does start to get back up there. Well, Josh, I have plenty of experience with having bad credit from when I was in my young 20s. I had a lot of stupid stuff I did, and I was actually able to turn my credit around really fast. So I can give you all the advice you need on getting your credit straightened out. Because it's really not that hard. People make it seem like it's hard, but it's not. It just takes time. Like my score was like a 500 or something like that before I started actually taking my life serious. And in like 4 years, well, actually, no, it was like 3 years, I got it up to a 720. So it is very possible to turn your credit around, and I think it's something very important to do is straighten out your credit, because credit can open up a lot of doors for you. A lot of people think credit's bad, and it can be bad if you don't know what you're doing. If you're just going out and buying all kinds of crap with it, then yeah, it's going to be bad, but your credit can actually work out in your favor if you do it right. 540, yeah, it won't take you too much longer, but yeah, I can give you a few different tips on how to get it going and how to get it in the good area. Because if you can get it to a 650, you'll be all right. 650, most banks and most credit card companies will give you pretty much anything you want. Your rate might not be as good, but they'll give it to you. And you got to start somewhere, so. But yeah, I don't want to bore all the stock traders who don't care about that. So I'll hit you up on Facebook later, and I'll let you know. I'll give you a list of things to do. We'll discuss what you need to do. So HTBX up to 70 cents. And the SPY is still climbing. Looks like AYTU came back down a little bit. AYTU is just waiting on a press release. I may actually add to AYTU here. That may be what I do, is add to AYTU. I mean, AYTU is on my other account, but you know, I can still grab shares on this account. Not sure what a milk tooth is. Just into the right. So 65 cents should be new support on HTBX, and you can see there it did bounce off of 65 cents. Let's see. I could also add to my HTBX swing and bring my average down some. That may not be a bad idea either. Because HTBX does have momentum today. Quite a bit of momentum. I don't know. I'm gonna sit here and watch things for a little bit longer before I make a move. But I am thinking. I am thinking about doing something. I just don't know what yet. Okay, SPY is popping a little bit here, so let's keep a little eye on the SPY here for a second. Let's see if it gets over this 250. Now, if you are looking to day trade an inverse ETF, this 250 mark could be a good place to enter. I mean, don't buy the SPY at 250. I'm saying buy an inverse ETF, but like I said, you want to have it. You want to have the SPY on one and your inverse on the other. So, whoops. There we go. So yeah, if this, let's see, was it right? 251. So if this hits this and it doesn't break above it, it looks like it's gonna start coming back down. You know, you could look for an entry on TVIX. Or one of these other inverse ETFs. Yeah, I've been coughing since, I don't know, forever. Let's see, this one's actually moved 28 to 27. Mm. Yeah, I just don't have enough to make any of these ETFs worth it. See, HTPX is still running up right now. Hey, listen. I don't listen. The guy I don't think claims to be a guru. If he does claim to be a guru, we'll see how much knowledge he actually has when he's on the show. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't know I still don't know how to pronounce his name. I don't want to slaughter his name, so I'll tell you guys when I figure that out. But he's not. I wouldn't consider him a guru. He's got a YouTube channel and probably I don't know what else, but it'd be interesting to see his thoughts on the current market. But his YouTube channel is smaller than mine, so it's not like he's like some big fancy trader. He's just a trader like. I guess I could, but I don't know if that's really his name or not. Let me look. Let me look at it and see. Spies, okay. And I'll type it in the chat for you guys. You guys are so curious about this. Or Daniel's curious about this. So make sure I spelled it right. Oh, I didn't spell it right. So, that is who is going to be on the first episode. Is that guy in One Life. And I've only talked to him on Messenger, so that's what I'm saying. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I don't want to say the wrong thing. I don't want to slaughter his name because I will. See, we got a bit of a trend line on. Yes, we got a little trend line starting to form on AYTU. Let's see. Okay, the SPY's up to 250 here. Let's see. That's moved about $3. SPXS might not be a bad one. An inverse ETF for nervous traders. That's one of their press releases. Let's see if I got. So you can see the SPY is starting to. It is right above that 200, but it is starting to get held up a little bit. So if it starts cracking. If it starts looking like it's not going to hold up, you could look for an entry right here on SPXS or any of the other inverse ETFs that do exactly the opposite. You can even see it when they're side by side. This is why this is so easy to do these trades and why I'm wanting to get back to it, is because you can just see the SPY's that way, SPXS is that way. So But you want to make sure that the SPY is not going to hold up. You don't want to get in one of these inverse ETFs until probably this comes back down to 249. Because right now 250 is trying to hold up as support, so you want that 250 support to crack first. Seeing it popped back up a little bit there, so that's going to be the thing. You gotta watch it. You see the SPY on a 30-minute again. Okay, yeah, so the SPY is still a ways away from an actual reversal. The reversal's not until that 260, 270 area. Because this is a big bounce. I'm surprised that it's actually bounced this much so far. But I don't know how long it's going to keep bouncing. I mean, it's had bounces and stuff, but then it'll just crash right back down. Yeah, you can see it here too. It came up to that reverse trend line, then all the way down. So if this little run that it's on right now doesn't come all the way back up to 270, if it gets stopped here at 250, then you'll see the rest of the chart. It'll look something like this. It'll kind of reverse U shape, come back down to this 240 support somewhere over here, and then crack down. See HTBX starting to come back down a little bit. But it's still trying to hold that 65-cent support. And AYTU is still in this stupid little area between 130 and 160. Well, actually like 125 and 160. See which one was that? SPXS? Yeah, okay. So I'm trying to think right now. SPY is holding up some. CHFS is moving. Oops. Oh yeah, CHFS with a nice spike. So this would have actually been a pretty good day trade. Let me put this, okay. But it's spiking for no reason. There's no press release on this. Unless this webinar was today. Basically, it just hit this support down here. That's the only reason why it's bouncing off of this 30-something cents. So it looks like 32 cents maybe. What'd I do? Yeah, it looks like 32 cents. Bam. Okay. Yeah, that's where it bounced. Right at 32. But this would have been a good one. I probably wouldn't touch it right now. But definitely a nice little rip. Nice to see a little rip. OPK. I think I had OPK. No, I didn't. Okay. OPK is starting to move. There's no press release. So why is this moving? What are you moving for? You want to find a reason why this is moving. If you don't have a reason, I'm not sure why this is moving. So that makes it a little sketchy. And then you've got resistance at 220, like a lot of resistance, because 220 was support. You see back here it held up and held up. So now it's going to be resistance. And you can see right there it was resistance in this candle. So you got really strong resistance at 220. You're going to have some resistance at $2. And you don't really have a reason for this to be moving. So, I mean, possibly, I don't know, it's hard to say. I mean, possibly you could look for a break at $2 and then try to sell at 220. Like you could get 20 cents on this. But I don't see any other reason for it to keep ripping, really. I mean, it was, let's see, what it probably had some random press release. Let's see, when was that rip? That was Friday. So what did they say Friday? They're offering testing. So they're offering testing. That's what it is. I mean, it's not bad. Like I said, there's just a lot of resistance ahead of it at $2 and 220. And then also looks like 235. So I'd be pretty careful on it. I mean, it does have a possibility to run if it comes, but it need a press release saying something about their test or getting bought from somebody. Like it would have to be like, okay, their tests are being distributed by the government or some hospital franchise or whatever is buying their tests from them. Something like that. Because right now it's just kind of running off of that press release from Thursday or Friday. And because it kind of got pretty low there for a second. So I don't know. It's kind of gambly. But I mean, if that's what you want to do, go ahead and do what you want to do. Because honestly, I'm gambling on several of my swings a little bit. So OPGN. Wow, we're getting rips this morning. This is nice to see that there's actually some rips. I wasn't expecting any rips this morning at all on anything. But yeah, OPGN with a nice rip here. What is going on? Let me put this on the... Hold on, let me go look back at OPK. I might have told you the wrong thing on that. Okay, yeah, I did tell you the wrong thing on that. So yeah, you can see it pretty clearly. OPK is hitting this 200 right now. So you got actually resistance at $190, $2, 220. And so there's a lot of resistance ahead on this guy. So it's gonna need more of a catalyst to start ripping. OPGN has room up to 677. But it looks like 575. Yeah, let's see. Whew, that was a quick rip. It's already dropped back down 76 cents. Let's see here. This area, right? Let's see, $5. Well, actually, it went below $5. I'm going to say $5 is either going to be strong support or strong resistance on the OPGN. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to worry about there. But this is a nice rip from $3 all the way up to $5.76. I'll see. Oh, it gapped up in pre-market. That's why. Had a quick little pop in pre-market. Let's see. Oh, okay. So this is a perfect example. I didn't realize OPGN had this press release this morning. They are now offering their test kit in Europe. So it's getting this nice rip. And that's the thing with OPK. It's going to need a press release like that for it to get a rip. Because these are the only rips we're seeing right now is rips on coronavirus stocks. See how's the SPY doing? So, okay, the SPY looks like 250 is holding up as some resistance. Let me get back on the 5. Nope, still holding up the support. You wanna see a little bit more of a pullback before you try to play an inverse ETF on this. I mean, you could try to get in on one now, but I would want a confirmation that 250 isn't going to hold as support. Let's see. Oh, if you're in on CHF, sorry, I didn't see all that. I didn't realize all that chat stuff was going in. So, yeah, what are you in at on CHFS? That would be the question, Storm. Because if you were in down here at 35 cents, yeah, I probably would have locked in up here in this area. That's a good profit. I don't know how many shares you had, but like right now in this market, I mean, there is a possibility that this could make some more moves because the 50-day is right here at 55 cents. So if it breaks 55 cents, it could climb more. I would probably say the smartest thing to do is probably lock in maybe half of it. Lock in half your profit right here. And then wait and see if the rest of it, hold that rest of those shares and see if it's going to run. You're in at 45 cents. Did you just get in today on CHFS? No, last week. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how many shares you have, but I probably, I don't know. It's hard to say, because it is possible if it breaks 55 cents, it's got room all the way up to $1. So it does have room to move if it breaks that. Like I said, I think. Yeah, there's not a press release yet. There was a little talk about it. I would That's a good question. So what I'm wanting to see before I give you advice on this, because this is kind of a bull flag right now forming on CHFS. And if you don't know what a bull flag is, you have this flagpole, you have the initial run up right here, and then you have this consolidation, and the tops of these candles make the top of the flag, and the bottom, because you're building higher lows, makes the bottom of the flag. And once you have a break out of this flag, you can get a nice rip up. So I would, if you don't have a lot of shares, I would hold a little bit to see if it's going to get this bull flag break. That would probably be what I would do. You do have the VWAP at 47 and the 9 EMA at 45 cents. Yeah, that's what One Life said. That's what I'm thinking too. I would see if it's going to break uh, this bull flag and see if it makes a new high a day. And if it does, I'd hold a little bit longer, maybe sell at 75 cents or even $1 if it gets up that high. But yeah, if this flag cracks, or if this flag looks like it's going to crack, I would probably think about getting out of it with the profits you got. It's kind of hard to say what things are going to do at the current moment because of everything going on. But you do have a bull flag right now on CHFS. Whether or not that bull flag is going to rip, that's a whole nother question. So, and I honestly don't really know in these current market conditions. Let's see what a SPY is at. So SPY is still riding right there at 250. You see, 250 is definitely holding up as some resistance. And what I want to see is one more red candle down, like right here. Let me look on the 30-minute. Yeah, see, we're still going on the 30-minute. We're still green on the SPY for 3 candles. So you really want some type of confirmation that it's going to crack. See, and HTBX coming back down a little bit. That's okay. Looks like we got a little bit of a trend line maybe. So we'll throw that guy on a trend line. And AYTU still being sneaky. All right, so let's see if this works out for Storm here. Let's see if the CFHS breaks out of this bull flag or not and starts moving some more. While we're waiting, amongst other things. I think I may hold on for a little bit before I do anything with these funds that I do have available. I may wait and see how everything plays out today. Volume is getting a little light on CHFS. So I gotta readjust this a little bit here. Yep, you are correct, Josh. You are definitely correct. That's a good assessment. But yeah, that's what I'm wanting to see is if it's gonna get above 250 or if it's gonna start coming back down. Let's see where CHFS is. And if CHFS is gonna pop out of this bull flag, it's gotta do it soon, within like the next 5 minutes or so. I'm gonna just put this up here on my watch list just for now. See, BNTX, man, what a sell-off. See, this is 8 biotechs with coronavirus vaccines in development. Let's see what we got on here. So, INO, APDN. Let's actually add all these to the list. Let's add them to the list just in case. Where'd that go? Come back up here. So, what do we got? APDN. Oops. I didn't get the N on there. APDN, alright, okay, come back up here. Johnson & Johnson. ALT, which has been kind of moving. Invax, that's another one. mRNAs. Invax. mRNA. Whoops. VXRT, BNCX. So what was that other one? VXRT and TNXP. Okay, I wouldn't want to touch TNXP. It says they have a modified version of its horsepox virus vaccine. That's a little crazy. TN. No, I don't want TNXP on here. Okay. Alright. So CHFS still in that flag. PGN. mRNA. mRNA has moved pretty decently today. Up $3. LBCI. This guy's not doing anything. And APDN is actually the one I'm a little interested in. 261. Had one quick pop all the way up to 7. And this is why I was interested in APDN, because APDN has ran before off of other things that's not coronavirus related. You see back here in November, it went from $5 all the way up to $20. So that's what I want to keep on watch for sure. That 250 would have been a good entry there. And then VXRT. I actually don't mind VXRT being down on $1. That might be a decent one. We'll see. Yeah, I mean you're not wrong in life. I'm just talking about as for now for like a day trade on an inverse ETF if 250 doesn't hold up, but that's what I was saying. You want to wait for some type of confirmation. It's still not quite got it yet. I mean, it's kind of, but it could also come right back above this. Like I said, I want it below. Like I want a candle to open up right here at like 249. 249.21, maybe 248.70. That's where I want to see a candle at. Because right now you do have a little bit of higher lows on this 5-minute. So you want to see it break these higher lows. But yeah, for a longer play on an inverse ETF, 260 might be... 260 would definitely be a probably pretty good area. I do agree with that. But yeah, see, SPY didn't get that. Yeah. So the SPY might come up to 260 now because it didn't crack 250. It was trying, but now it's starting to come back up. You actually have a trend line on the SPY. Actually, that trend line makes it really easy. Let me see, let me make it a little bit more closely. But yeah, if this trend line kind of starts cracking on the SPY, then that would possibly be a good entry as well. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, CHF actually looks pretty decent. Kind of, it's still a flag, but it's held up so far. See what's OPGN doing. So, actually, CHFS starting to move up a little bit here. Yeah, CHFS starting with a little pop here. I like to see the next candle over 50. Yes, this candle's about to close. So I'd like to see this next candle open up above this flag or 52. And the 52 is on the bid. Yeah, that's exactly where I wanted that candle to open up at. So if it starts coming up, you might get a pop on this, Storm. I don't want to get your hopes up, but looking at this, it's not looking too bad right now. Just take this out. But yeah, the break of 57, that's where it could start moving again pretty good. This is just consolidation through here. So just keep an eye on CHFS here for a minute. Let's see what's going to happen. See, AYTU slowly starting to pop back up again here. So it is nice today to see a couple of moves on the different stocks. Or see some moves on a couple of different stocks. I cannot talk today. There we go. Let's see that. Huh. No, I think we still got a little ways but to go before we get out of all this mess. I am thinking, see VXRT, look at a 10-day, 30-minute. VXRT has been on a downtrend and it's gotten all the way down to almost $1. Got down to $1.08. But this could be a possible swing. Especially with them starting to talk about it now as one of the ones in the race for the coronavirus vaccine. We could see VXRT start getting some attention in it again. And this is it's a pretty decent area. And on the 30-minute, we actually have a little bit of a U shape. Interesting. 135, 150. You know what? Thinking about going on VXRT. I don't know if it's going to be a day trade or a swing trade yet. Let's see, is that going to pull back a little bit? There we go. Let's see if this is how much lower this is going to get. 115. Let me read about VXRT's potential vaccine before I jump off the deep end here. mRNA. Okay, VXRT. Oral vaccine. It's in preclinical development. It plans to generate. That's not really that much, though. That's It's not that much information that they're giving us on VXRT. So I don't know if I want to swing it. Could be a possible. Let's see, how much volume does it have on it today? 2 million in volume. I don't know. I think. I don't know. I'm gonna hold off a little bit longer and think about it. I like how low it is. I like there's pretty strong $1 support. The 200 moving average is there, and $1 is always strong support. So, but that's not the. Basically said they're going to play with the genome that's in coronavirus in preclinical trials. So it's not really. That doesn't sound like they're in a hurry to really do much with it. So that's the thing that makes me nervous about it. Well, actually, the bull flag actually might be on the 30-minute on CHFS. No, it's still kind of on here. INO, let's see. Let's take a look at INO. I know INO's been one with a lot of news and stuff on it. So here's the thing. Here's the thing with the vaccines. The problem with the vaccines is it's going to take some time. So, like, a lot of these stocks are running off a hype right now. If you're thinking about swinging them, then you don't want to be stuck in them for months and months at a time waiting for a press release saying saying that I think I forgot what I was going to say. But anyway, yeah, the thing with these vaccine stocks is they're probably not going to have FDA approval or anything that fast. It may be a couple of months. I know it says 12 to 18 months, but if this virus keeps on going, then, they could fast track it. So, but like I said, INO says they're not starting testing till April. So, I mean, if you get in it right now, it is lower than it has been, but these are all rips running off of the panic and momentum of these stocks. You might could get in lower on this if that's what you're thinking, as far as a day trade, you possibly maybe could day trade this, but you got the 200 at 687, so that's going to be some resistance there. I don't know. Josh is not saying he knows when they're going to get FDA approval, but AYTU, their tests are already being used in China and Europe. And the FDA is currently looking at AYTU's test. So it is very, very possible AYTU could get FDA approval at any moment for their test in the U.S. And they do have commercial rights to sell in the U.S. And that's why me and One Life have been on AYTU for the past week. And we both keep saying that there's a lot of potential for this stock. I thought they already had European approval. I may be wrong. I thought I saw that the tests were in China and Europe, but I could be wrong on that one. I'm pretty sure they're in China though. But oh yeah, I said I was going to talk about this later, and I'll tell you why. If you guys remind me before I end the stream, I'll tell you some of the crazy weird stuff that's going on with that stock. Yeah, so OPK actually coming up to $2. Will it break $2 is the question. Like I said, $2 strong resistance, 220 strong resistance. So you've got, if you're thinking about getting in on this, you got 20 cents that you could lock in from 2 to 220. But that's if it breaks $2, and it may not even break $2. So OPK, I mean, it does look good. You just have a lot of resistance ahead right through here. And that resistance may be too much. There's some selling there at 199. But I mean, I could see OPK getting the move up to 220 if it does break 2. But yeah, some of the weird stuff that's been going on with AYTU, like this morning, where was it at? It was in this, let's see, what area was it? I think it was right in here, if I remember correctly, or maybe it was, yeah, I think it was right in here. There was a ton of buying coming through on the tape. A whole lot right here on the time and sales that was coming through when it was at 140. So like right in here and right in here in this little area. Okay. And there was so much buying. There was a ton of buying, and One Life can attest to this. He was watching it too a little bit. There was a lot of buying coming through, and the stock was not moving. It was just going sideways. There wasn't that much selling. So that doesn't make sense with the laws of supply and demand. So I think there's some manipulation going on with the stock. And I think that manipulation, and this is actually One Life's theory, is that Wells, some of the big guys are coming into this and they're trying to hold it down to fill their positions because they're wanting to come in with millions of shares because they did that offering, but the offering was too big healthcare institutional investors. So if those institutional investors got in this, other outside investors could be trying to get in this, and they're just holding it down until they can get their big positions filled. Like, you know, they're probably trying to get in 100,000 shares. You can't just go buy 100,000 shares of a stock all at once on a market order or even a limit order to shoot the stock up. So it seems like there's some manipulation going on with it. But we think it's manipulation that is going to work out in AYTU's favor. Because once they get in, then once all their positions are filled, then they can back off of trying to hold it down, and then everybody else will start buying it, and you know, you get the rip. Or they might know when the FDA approval is coming, and they're holding it down until they get fully filled, until it's right before FDA approval. But there's something going on with this stock. There definitely is, and a lot of people in the Facebook groups and other places are talking about it. Stock Twits. So there's a lot of attention on it, and it's been, as you can see, it's 23 million shares in volume so far. But you know, you look at this, it's had quite a bit of volume. This is actually the lowest day so far of volume it's had, but there's definitely something going on with this. Whether it's good or bad, I'm not 100% sure, but we're leaning towards that it's something good. But we will see. We'll see how it all plays out. Like if you think I'm talking crazy or anything like that, just wait till after hours today and watch this level 2, and you'll see some weird things on this or not level 2, but the time and sales. watch the time and sales on this afternoon in post market for about 30 minutes straight. Just watch it. And let me know if you see anything weird on this. Let's see, CHFS. CHFS, man, if it can hold up, it is definitely still consolidating. It's consolidating right below that 50-day, so it could possibly get a pop. Let's see, where's VXRT? Right at 120. And then what else did we have? OPK. Let's see, did OPK get over 2 yet? No, so OPK is still struggling with 2. And if it doesn't break 2 very soon, it's going to have a pullback. And the SPY. Coming back up. I honestly can't imagine 240 being support on the SPY. I mean, it could possibly be, but I can't imagine that's the bottom. That would be very shocking to me if that was the bottom, but it is possible because it has held up several times right here. But this is the, on the daily chart, this is only 1 day so far that it's tested this 240 support, so I don't think we're done with that yet. See, HTBX just slowly climbing up this trend line. I like this. This is a beautiful trend line right now on HTBX. Ooh, big buyer there at 62 cents. But yeah, this is a beautiful trend line. I like that. That's nice. I like beautiful trend lines. Codex, yeah. One Life has been doing a comparison of Codex to AYTU, and there's some very similar comparisons. And somebody else in a different Facebook group, I saw a post where they did this. They actually did a side by side comparison of the actual revenues and things like that of Codex and AYTU, and actually AYTU has better numbers than Codex does as far as revenue and sales and all that stuff. So it's interesting. There's, like I said, there's a lot of attention on AYTU right now. So all it's going to take is one FDA approval press release for their test kits, and you will see AYTU start moving. But yeah, I think at this point, SPY's still climbing, so it might be 260 before the SPY turns around. I really don't know exactly why the SPY's even ran this much, but New Jersey statewide curfew. Germany's closing everything. Yeah, Germany's closing everything. So Germany's going on lockdown. Europe is talking about suspending incoming travel. So yeah, I mean, I guess this is basically a bounce. It could be a bull trap if it keeps on going up. Could make investors feel safe and they get in here, and then it was just a bull trap, and then the market crashes some more, and those investors sell, and then the market crashes even more. But there's more possibilities of the market crashing right here than there is of this being the bottom. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm with One Life on that. I think the SPY is doing a bull trap deal. I think that's what we're getting. So we may call it a day here shortly. We may take a break from the stream for a while, and then maybe here in a little bit towards closer to power hour might pop the stream up again. Yeah, I know APDN starting to rip. I just saw that a second ago that it was up here. But that's the thing, you still don't really have much of a reason for it to move yet, except for it's so low. But I'm going to have to get some lunch here soon. So we'll give the stream, I don't know, 10, 15 more minutes here. Just to see if anything starts going crazy. APDN is breaking over 3. Let's see, it's got... Actually looks like it's got some room if it breaks 3. Little resistance at 310. That's pretty much it. If it breaks 3... the next resistance is at 310, and then it doesn't have too much more. 325, a little bit of resistance. And then a 360. So there's some resistance, but... $200's at 313. So yeah, actually... right through here, 310 to 325, this area is going to be a lot of resistance for this stock. So the chances of it breaking through that is not great. But if you're looking for a quick little scalp, you could maybe look for like $3 to 310. This stock has barely had any volume so far. SPY's starting to look ugly. Let's take a look at it. Let's see what the SPY's doing. Oh yeah, a little pullback. But this trend line, it's coming back down to this sharp trend line that we've got going on. Actually, let me redraw this trend line. So yeah, it is trying to test the trend line. Once it cracks the trend line, then I would wait a second if you're thinking about an inverse ETF, because it is on this trend line. You want this trend line to crack first, and then you kind of want 250 to crack, because 250, because it was resistance, could hold up as support. So. But yeah, I think if it comes back down to 250, and 250 looks like it's going to crack, I think that's a pretty good indicator that a sell-off will start happening. Let's see, APDN getting held up at $3. CFHS still looking good for now. Why is Blue Apron ripping? I do not understand that at all. Well, wait, hold on. Let me think. What is Blue Apron's company about? What do they do? Blue is Blue Apron, is that one of the food delivery companies? Like they deliver to your door through the mail with like steaks and stuff? Because if we go on lockdown, I could see these food delivery companies having a little jump in sales. If well, it depends on the lockdown. If restaurants and bars are still allowing deliveries, then maybe not as much. But if we go on the lockdown and people are starting to order food through the mail through like Blue Apron, then I could see Blue Apron and some of those type of stocks getting some moves. Because this is $1.20 move so far in Blue Apron today, which is pretty wild. DoorDash. I think DoorDash and Grubhub both are public companies. Oh, somebody woke my dog up. Let me see. Let me look it up. Find the ticker symbols for these. Hold on a second. I'll be right back, guys. All right, there we go. So I had Amazon come to my house delivering a package, and my dog was freaking out. So that's what all that was about. But yeah, actually, oh, I'm getting quarantined. That's funny. You guys are funny. But yeah, Grubhub here. Their ticker symbol's Grub, and Grubhub has moved $7 today. So yeah, we're about 2 or 3 hours late on thinking about these delivery companies going up, because that's actually a good thought. So yeah, I definitely would. I'm actually gonna add Grubhub to this list. I don't know if DoorDash is public or not, but I mean a $7 move on Grubhub in one day so far in a couple hours. That's a pretty big move. So obviously, we're not the only ones thinking this. So we definitely want to keep those on watch. But it's kind of, like I said, it's kind of sketchy because it's one of those things where it's like, does, um, if we go on complete lockdown and restaurants are closed without carry out or without delivery or carry out, like if they completely close restaurants, then Grubhub and all those are going to drop significantly. So it kind of, that's why I was saying Blue Apron, because if we go into lockdown and we can't get any, I don't know, if we go in lockdown though, mail might stop running too. I don't know. That's hard to say. But Grubhub would have been a good one. That's one of those thoughts where we were just a couple hours late on the thought, because that definitely would have been a good one. And it still might. I mean, it's making a U shape. I mean, this is a very big U shape on Grubhub. So apparently, let's see the SPY. Ooh, the SPY has actually came down quite a bit since I left for that couple of minutes. So yeah, if 250 cracks, then you could look for an inverse ETF position. OPK. Yeah, it's slowly moving up. But that 220 is going to be tough. I mean, you still have 220 resistance and 240 resistance. But like you can see right here, you can draw this line right straight across 220. And you can see it bounced off of 220 a bunch of times, so that's support. And then that old support becomes new resistance, and it came up and hit and dropped back down. So I don't know if it'll break this 220 or not today. OPGN, let's take a look at it. Let's see what's happening. OPGN would have to, it'd have to get back above 450. If OPGN could get back above 450, you might could look for an entry for a run up to 5. And maybe even another break of 5 possibly. But here's the thing. If the SPY starts cracking 250, it could start dumping off. And if we break this 240 mark, then it could crack off pretty hard and we could get that halt. So that's the thing about making a day trade right now, which is one of the reasons I'm holding off on making any moves right at the moment. Because you definitely don't want to get into a day trade and then the SPY crashes and they have to halt the market again for 20 minutes. Or if you get in a day trade and they halt the market or they close the market for the day, that would be something. That'd be a scary thought. So I think you just gotta keep an eye on the SPY. But OPGN is trying to get back above that 450 mark. But I probably wouldn't touch it until, you know, it looked like it was going to have a strong break of 450. Let's see how CHFS doing. CHFS is actually looking pretty good. Looking like it might get another pop here soon. Yeah, nice bull flag on this 30-minute, all green. So CHFS looks pretty good. But you still want to make sure it's going to get its break too. It's got to break 55 cents. So there's a couple of possibilities if the SPY doesn't completely crack out here. APDN coming. It's APD. No, it's OPK. That's the one that is. Put the OPK on here so I can look at it. Oh yeah, so OPK was getting close, but it got held up at 210. Definitely want to be careful there. OPGN starting to pop here. Up to 460. The SPY is actually coming back up a little bit here, so it's bouncing off that 250 area again. Like I said, I could see this back up to 5. If you did get in OPGN at 450, I would probably think about locking in at the 475 and $5 area, or locking in something, and then wait and see if it breaks over 5 with the rest of your shares. But that would be my suggestion there. So we actually are getting some moves today. This is pretty interesting that we're getting these different moves. APDN still slowly climbing. See how's my trend line on HTBX doing? It actually is testing the trend line on HTBX right now. So HTBX could have a pullback if this doesn't hold up here. And Grubhub actually just broke over $41, so this U shape here, you might could see some volume start coming in, pushing Grubhub up possibly. It just made a new high a day at 41.17. So yeah, we're at that 475 mark here. You can see there's a little bit of resistance, but not a lot. There's not a ton of sellers at 475, so that'll probably, yeah, as I'm saying it cracks down. So it should touch $5, but it is very possible it could break through $5. The ticker on Grubhub is Grub, Grub. They're very creative with their ticker symbols, apparently. See, CHFS starting to crack a little bit. No, it's okay still. Kind of going all over the place right now with the level 2. That's why I was saying you may want to lock some in at 475, but trying to hold above 450 right now. It may not get to 5 yet. It got up to 488. SPY coming back down. See, this is the scary thing about day trading some of these stocks right now is predictability. Actually, I didn't see this before, but there is actually some resistance at 488. I didn't catch it a minute ago. But these candles right here were getting held up at 488, so that's a little bit of resistance too. Let's take a look at the SPY for a second here. So on the 30-minute, the SPY is just having a pullback. It may not crack yet. There's a possibility. Yeah, I'm not opposed to that either as Grubhub as a swing, but I wouldn't want to get in at 40. I definitely would want to wait for a pullback. You know, maybe back down to 35. Maybe even 34. If it could get down that low, I don't know if it'll get down that low or not. Let's see what it's done in the past. Yeah, so the lowest it's gotten is $33. So if it could get back down to 34, 35, that might not be a bad swing area entry. Possibly. Like I said, though, the only thing that makes me nervous about Grubhub is if we go on a complete lockdown for 2 weeks where there's no restaurants open, then Grubhub is going to drop. They ain't going to do anything. So that's my only concern with swinging it. But, you know, we probably wouldn't be locked down today or tomorrow. It may be towards the end of the week when more people come out sick. So it could be a decent 2 or 3 day swing, possibly. You just want to keep an eye on the news headlines. Like I said, if we get completely locked down, it's going to drop. That's my only concern about it. But yeah, I mean, I could see this, getting another pop up, maybe to $50 over the next couple of days. It's really hard to say. Let's see. Now, HTB, well, let me see. Let me adjust my trend line. It's riding on that trend line. Yeah, so like that. Okay. So what's old AYTU doing? Still going sideways. It's another thing about AYTU. It never really dropped off except right here that Friday afternoon when they announced Roche had the test, and that's probably all the test they would need, which was a big load of BS. But it's been going sideways. There's a lot of consolidation on this stock. I mean, this much sideways consolidation over 5 days. That's an interesting thing, too. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm a person who thinks that we are going to go into a 2 week lockdown where restaurants are closed and everything's closed except for hospitals and a couple of grocery stores. I think that could happen, and that's the thing that makes me worried about swinging Grubhub, is that could happen at any moment. But like I said, it's risky, but it could be a decent swing if we don't get locked down completely. But they did say, man, it's so hard to say, because they did say on that thing yesterday where the whatever coronavirus task force, whatever they're calling themselves, Mike Pence and his team of people, they were saying that they think it's a good idea to keep food delivery open but close restaurants' dining rooms and just keep the food delivery open, so that way people who can't go to the grocery store can still get food delivery. So they may, even if we do get locked down, I don't know, it's hard to say. It's so hard to say right now. They might. That's the thing, I don't know. That's the thing, that's why Grubhub is risky, because there's some unknown variables there of what could actually happen. But it does have potential upside, though, if, the only food that people can get is at the grocery store through Grubhub, then. And CHFS is actually popping out of this flag a little bit here, starting to get closer to that 55 cent, 57 cent area. So we could see maybe a little move up on this here soon. OPGM struggling there a little bit at 450. And the SPY he's trying so hard. He's trying so hard to hold up. But I don't think it's going to get it. You see on his volume bars down here straight down. Volume's dying off on the SPY. Let's see if volume is going up. No, volume's dying off on TVIX2. So it's just lunchtime. That's all it is. Volume's probably dying off on everything. So we'll give the stream a couple of more minutes here. I've actually went over a little bit longer than I thought I was going to, but we do have some things doing some things. AYTU actually starting to move a little bit here too. AYTU just popped right up to 150 out of nowhere. So we got some things going on. Let's see what happens here with CHFS, and I'll keep an eye on AYTU to see if it breaks over 150. Well, let's see if CHFS breaks here. And AYTU is actually trying to break 150 right now as well. All right, Josh, have a good day. Appreciate you joining as always. Stay safe out there. If you're out Uber Eats and stuff, try not to get too close to people and, you know, stay away from the crowds in the restaurants. So which one of these is going to get the action here? AYTU or CHFS right now? Both of them at pretty important resistance levels. Even if AYTU does break 150, it still needs to get over $2. Like I was saying back here on Thursday, there's going to be some resistance at $2, but it looks like it's going to break 150 here. It's not a lot of volume on HTBX right at the moment. But their volume could easily come in at the break of 55. And it's going to have a little resistance at 60, but see, AYTU not able to break 150 yet. See, APDN got all the way up to 330. And AYTU is going to try for 150 again, it looks like. Nope, couldn't get it. Not yet, anyway. What's wrong, Daniel B? What are you OMGing for? Yeah, so One Life apparently spotted some more manipulation going on in that little rip. I was switching back and forth, so I wasn't looking that close. But yeah. But yeah, it is kind of odd that it was trying so hard for 150 and then it just said nope. So I agree. I definitely think there's some manipulation going on with this stock. And that's what I was saying. Since this is original rip, this is like a lot of consolidation for it not to have made a move up or down really yet. And it's starting to come back down a little bit here. What now? Oh, okay, I see. What do we got going on here? It's featured on a Fox segment titled Yeah, I've already seen this video. Partnered with a Hong Kong company to distribute test kits. They've already ordered 100,000 kits. Drop of blood from the finger. If this can get approved, it would be among the first, if not the first, commercially available rapid test for COVID-19. So, if they get fast track FDA approval, so yeah, I've actually already seen this video. Are you talking about on AYTU, Daniel? Because if that's what you're talking about, AYTU is overcrowded? Okay. So Daniel doesn't agree. Daniel does not agree with mine and One Life's assessment on AYTU. But that's okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens, man. I've noticed weird things going on, so I don't know. I didn't see what One Life was talking about a minute ago because I was switching back between it and CHFS, but there's definitely some weird things going on with this stock. And they do have potential with these tests, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with it. We'll see if One Life and I are overreacting on this stock. So HTBX still on this little trend line. And CHFS still couldn't get it, so it might have to consolidate a little bit more. I think, let's see the 30-minute. Yeah, so if we have a candle that closes, if this candle can close over this downtrend line, that's a good sign of a little bit of strength. Here's the thing though. This press release just came out. With a lot of good information about this company that we've already found, but a lot of other investors may not be aware of. And OPGN, is it OPGN? No, OPGN's got its own little press release, but OPGN got a press release and it ripped all the way up, to 576 today. Okay, and then we got APDN moving up, and a few of these other ones that just has this press release of 8 biotechs with coronavirus vaccines in development, and it's moving, and some of those other ones are moving because of their press release. And AYTU comes out with this, and it doesn't even pop at all. So that's strange, Daniel B. You have to admit that's pretty weird. That's a pretty weird thing for everything else to be popping with press releases like this, and then AYTU comes out with one, and it's like, meh, whatever. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on AYTU. We'll see what happens. But yeah, CHFS, I think it's going to take a little bit longer. It needs to kind of... it's got to break 55. It might need a couple more candles on the 5-minute. What I go into the 1 minute? Okay, there we go. That's the 15-minute. There we go. Okay. So yeah. It needs a couple more candles up to 55 cents before it can try to break. AYTU is apparently the devil, so no reason to look at it right now. The SPY is right around this 252 area. The SPY actually might drop soon. It's kind of going sideways right now, right above that 250 support. It was a strange time to drop news, but AYTU's news is not really new news though. That news was out there. That interview thing or whatever. This was actually, you could find this. This was out this weekend. And they could be just drumming up hype with that. They may be just trying to drum up some hype. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I think we'll call the stream here. If AYTU starts ripping, like I said, it's still got to break over 2 before it really can start ripping. So even if it does have a nice pop up, we still got a ways to go before the big rip. GMPX has excellent prognosis. I actually like GMPX being this down this low right here on this 200. This could be a potential swing too. I don't know what they're... Let's see. I don't know what their deal is. I've not researched GMPX that much, but yeah, GMPX is down because you know, it got this initial hype and ripped, and then all these other stocks started getting press releases and stuff. So GMPX doesn't have any attention on it hardly. You can see back here the volume bars, they've been dead. But if GMPX comes out with something good, you know, in the next day or two or sometime this week, I could see it starting to move again, because it's down here at these lows. If it holds up 150 support, so GMPX possibility. I'm gonna put it on the watch list too. So AYTU actually getting, let's see, it's gonna have low resistance here at 155. Looks like that's not a problem, and then 160 some resistance. So yeah, like I said, until this breaks $2, it's not going to go on too much of a move. $2 is like the main resistance area, but it is coming up right now, so that's nice to see. But yeah, I'm gonna, even though it is coming up, like I said, I don't think it's gonna rip big yet. I think it still needs FDA approval before it rips big. But FDA approval could come at any time on this stock, so you never know. And they just dropped that press release at 11 for some reason about their little interview on some Fox News station in Denver or something. I don't know what it said, but yeah, I don't think the big rip is going to be today without FDA approval. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. We might start to stream back up around power hour. I'll keep an eye on everything. Grubhub's up to 42.32. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on everything, and if something starts happening real crazy, like the SPY starts crashing or anything like that, we'll hop back in. We'll hop back in here and start to stream back up. But it's lunchtime for now, so everybody go get some food, chill out for a little bit, whatever you got to do, and then we'll be back here in a few hours. If you're not in the Facebook group, that's where I usually post when I'm going to be doing an extra live stream later in the day and stuff. So go to Facebook groups and search for Framework Fortune Day Trading to join the group, so you can be in the loop with what we're all doing and stuff. But yeah, all right guys, I'll see you later today. We'll see what happens.